I don't know how to calm down. I don't know. When my brain is at 1,000, I don't give a damn what you saying. So I wrote Aisha. I said, yo, sis, where you at? She's like, why? I said, yeah, I'm fighting you. She said, what's up? What I do? I said, my nigga, you slept with Polo? She's like, oh my God, but y'all weren't together. I said, excuse me? Y'all weren't together. I said, Aisha, don't do that. I said, even if I wasn't together or if I was with him, girl, you already knew. Bro, I said, when did you meet with him? She's like, oh my God, Tasha, I said, nah, it's on site. I just gotta F you up just because I gotta F you up. I said, it's on site, sis. She's like, no, Tasha. I said, nah, nigga, don't say nothing to me. So Keisha's there, because Keisha, I tell you, nobody ever seen that side of me. I said, nah, my nigga's on site, my nigga. I think y'all niggas got me effed up, dog. I said, because I'm quiet and I'm cool, bitch. I said, I will F you up. She's like, yeah, but you ain't Polo. I said, no, it's not even about Polo no more. It was, because you already knew how I felt about Polo. Welcome to my life, my world, my anything. This is another story time. Hope it's been well. It's doing good in the hood. All right, I can't wait till like my son's father series. Like I'm gonna really do a series on him and then just explain it. I just want to explain my daughter's father and my son's father. I'm cool with both of them. My son's father now, he's starting to act like a little funny because when people get girlfriends, they gotta act meaner. Like, yeah, I don't like her. I don't want to be with her. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person, but I don't have beef with neither one of my baby daddies. I get along with both of my baby daddies. I get along with my daughter's father, who's actually my favorite baby daddy because he's actually a good dad. We don't have no problem now. It took us years to be here. And my son's father, we're still fairly new. We've been broken up for like 4 years now. So we're fairly new. So we're trying to figure that out. But I already seen what his daughter's mother went through. So in a way, I already had that mentality. Like, yo, T, you made him a baby. You made them the baby daddy. You have to take that consequence because you already knew he wasn't really that great of a dad. So I have to really kind of like take initiative and do everything for my son. But I don't really like fight with him. And he'll tell you, I don't bother him. He hasn't been there for damn near, we've been broken up for 3 years. He pops up here and there, give me a little $40 if I ask, like, oh, can I get $40? Or can I use $40? Or can I have $40? Because, you gotta ask him small. And most of the time, he'll send you 25, 30. So I want to explain, like, I don't have beef with neither one of my baby daddies. I just don't care. I just feel like everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you gotta take accountability for who you bet. You open your legs. And my daughter's father, I didn't know. My daughter's father, we was young, we grew up, whatever. My daughter's father is phenomenal, and I have a great support system with my daughter's father. My son's father is not so much. You know what I'm saying? So I just got in my mind like, all right, I'm a single mother. As soon as we broke up, I already knew I was a single mother, and he's the type of person who's about punishment, so he'll make you suffer. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just so excited for this new girl. Oh, I can't wait. Because now everybody's going to say, oh, it wasn't Tasha. Oh, that's why she did that. Oh, that's why she ended up in jail. Because sometimes another person's story got to be, sometimes just stay quiet. There's no point of explaining. Nah, the reason why I went to jail was because, no. Don't say nothing. Because all of them are going to side with whoever has the most. And he has the house. He has a nice car. He has everything. Thank you, Tasha. Anywho. Hi, guys. Welcome to my life, my world, my everything. How you guys doing? Tasha has returned. Baby, I am feeling myself. I've been feeling myself for quite a while. I've been getting mad love. Like, I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to me, who has written me, had talked to me. There's people that has just like, yo, I'm just checking on you. You've been on my mind. Every little thing you do. Okay, now. But anyways, I was like, I just want to say thank you. This has been a really, like, I'm not going to say it's a hard year. This year has been a year. And I've been through some stuff. But I just want to say thank you to people. I actually got recognized in the streets. Like, somebody's like, Tasha Society. And I didn't know that. He's like, yeah, my shorty follows you. Da, 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 da. You be on my TV screen. TV. Oh, shit. Do I look good? But seriously, I really like appreciate everybody, okay? So this is another story time. Okay, so this is when me and Aisha and Keisha, we started chilling mad hard. But then at a point it started becoming me and Keisha. me and Aisha, because Keisha started acting kind of funny. It's not that Keisha was acting funny. At a point, Keisha was just doing her thing. She was smashing, you know, and she was like, you know, bang bang was her priority, and she had a certain time frame before her foster mom came home, so she whatever. Like, this is Keisha and Aisha didn't really like each other, but Aisha, this is when Aisha really kind of like started not liking Keisha, and she never really kind of chilled with Keisha. So if like we'll do, like, me and Aisha will do something, like we'll match, we won't involve Keisha in it, and Keisha will feel away, but I'm like, okay, but Aisha don't, you know, y'all don't like each other, you know, whatever. And at a point, Aisha and Keisha just didn't talk like that. So I used to be the middleman. Like, if we're doing something, or we're going to Wendy's, or we're going out to eat, or we're doing whatever, I would invite Keisha, because Aisha didn't like her no more. Because at a point now, Aisha's starting to figure out, like, yo, Keisha don't like me, right? Alright, bang, right? So I'm sitting here, I'm like hanging out, we're chilling, whatever. Me and Aisha started chilling mad hard. So Keisha at the time was like, you know, smashing men, jumping from men to men to men. And at a point, Aisha kind of started slowing down. Like, you know, she was going through I can't remember what D. I think D number 1, because I told you she was dating 2 Ds. But this is when D number 1 is the D from the first D, and D number 2 is my best friend, right? So D number 1, so this is when she just went through a transition, because D number 2 ended up leaving the school, blah blah blah. He ended up getting locked up. I already know the story, you know, whatever. And then D number 1, you know, he was doing his thing with Shrek, right? I think, yeah. So I'm just gonna do it. D number 1 is her D, and D number 2 is the D that I know. That's my best friend. That, you know, he's not really my best friend, but my friend. You know what I'm saying? So when her and D number 2 end up, this is when around the stage that D number 2 end up breaking up. D number 2 and her D end up moving on and going with someone else, whatever. And she was like going through the little heartbreaks, and, you know, killing, yeah, get myself, you know, because that's how she is. But at a point, then she kind of like started slowing down. So now it's like we both was kind of like single. We both was like kind of enjoying high school for real. And I feel like when you don't have a boyfriend in high school, it was fun. I think that's what made me enjoy high school, because I feel like when you have a boyfriend, you always gotta go hang out with the boyfriend after school. Y'all both have a time frame to hang out, and you don't really get to enjoy high school. So me and Aisha, we started chilling hard. I used to be at her house all the time, and she used to live in she used to live in Columbia Road. And Columbia Road, it's like Columbia Road, I feel like she lived in the hood, but if you mind your business, nobody bothers you. You know what I'm saying? So we used to always just hang out, we'll talk, we'll chill, whatever. So me and you know, we was kind of broke, so me and Aisha would like split our money and buy food, and, you know, go to Burger King and, you know, get food to eat, whatever, right? Okay, so Aisha and I we just always used to be together all the time. So Aisha, I will say, I'm gonna fast forward, right? So Aisha ended up leaving. She ended up hitting some girl with a rock. Okay, so I wasn't there. So she had summer school, right? And the girl ended up fighting, right? And the girl was beating Aisha, because I tell you, Aisha don't got hands. Keisha got hands. If me and Keisha fighting, yo, Keisha and I will square up and we will fight. But Aisha is more like a hair puller. That's why I always used to choke her. I remember one time we was playing around, I kind of choked her out because she likes to pull hair. So before she touched my hair, I will choke you out, sis, and I'll drop you. And then I'll, you know, whatever, because I don't like people touching my hair. I don't know why girls pull hair. You know what I'm saying? And I never put stuff that you can grab on me. But I used to have mad jewelry, mad chains, mad earrings. You know what I'm saying? So she used to be a type of girl, I knew she couldn't fight. So she ended up fighting. She started picking on this one girl. And until this day, I don't even know why she was picking on this girl. Because the girl was the nicest girl. But I just think she started feeling herself. And she started chilling with mad dudes, right? And she had a friend that was, I'm going to call him Big Ike, right? So Big Ike was her homeboy. So her and Ike used to chill all the time. And everybody thought Ike liked her. But he did. He had a lot of love for her, right? And Ike used to be like, you know, like that used to be her real road dog. They weren't smashing at the time. I think they end up smashing like once, but like years later. But Ike was like the dude that he respected her, right? Whatever, right? So she used to chill with the group of dudes. So at a point, I started kind of drifting apart from her too, because she started acting like a homie. Like she started trying to be hood. She used to smoke a lot. She started acting like a boy, bro. So I was like, yo, I'm not gonna really be, cool with her like that, whatever. So she ended up having summer school or whatever. So this is at the time I started kind of drifting back, chilling with drama, because I told you I used to jump from friend to friend. So I would like chill with drama, or I chill with my other friends, whatever, because I used to have mad friends. So me and Aisha wouldn't chill like that. So okay, so then Aisha ended up going to summer school. Keisha calls me, and Keisha's like, yo, you heard? And I said, heard about what? She said, yo, Aisha got into a fight. I said, with who? And when she told me with who, first of all, the girl is a straight A student, the girl that she was trying to fight. Really quiet, very friendly, very respectful. So everybody kind of already sided with the nice girl, like, yo, Aisha's just being a bully. So Aisha, the girl was boxing her, bang, 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 and then she was getting Aisha, and then Aisha took a rock and started slamming the girl's head, and the girl ended up unconscious, and the girl ended up going to the hospital. That's the story. People lie, blood was everywhere, but I don't know how true or what's not true, because I was not there, so I'm not gonna pretend, because sometimes people tell you stories and be like, yo, her brain was coming out and her eyes popped up. So I don't know, I wasn't there, but this was I was told, right? The girl was unconscious, and the girl's family was trying to sue Aisha's family, something like that. So Aisha ended up leaving our school and ended up going to Brockton High, right? So we all kind of drifted apart. So I told you, I used to jump from friends to friends to friends. So I ended up dating this dude in 10th or 12th grade named Johnny, and I'm going to tell you a story about that. I was kind of the fucked up person in that situation, because when I used to chill with there was this crew that was the Yum Yum crew, but at a point, I'm going to call her D Money, right? No, I'm not going to call her D Money. I'm going to call her I don't know. I have to remember these names too, because they have a lot of significance. But I used to chill with the crew, and I'll call her. She was part of the Yum Yum crew, so I'll call her D Yum. D Yum? Nah, I'll call her Dina, right? So I started chilling with a girl named Dina, and Dina and I was kind of the same thing. Like, we was part of the Yum Yum crew. It used to be me, Mutt, and Dina, and then Dina and I started becoming cool, because Mutt started feeling herself and started trying to be gangster and all that, and she ended up going her way, and then me and Dina started being cool. And then Dina's friend, Rena, came in the crew, and they used to be all there. So Dina's best friend, Rena, was she was in 9th grade by the time we was 10th grade. So Dina started chilling with Rena, and then Dina started switching up on me. You know what I'm saying? And then I still chilled with their crew, but then one of the girls in the crew, I'm gonna call her Boxer, and there's a reason why I call her Boxer. Boxer was dating the dude that I ended up dating in 12th grade. Mind you, she was part of my crew. I was cool with the girl. You know what I'm saying? I associate, and I'm not gonna say like, she's my friend, but we were cool. And I ended up dating I ended up dating Johnny, and then me and Boxer ended up having beef, baby. Boxer boxed me. I am very honest. Baby, I can fight very well. But she was a certified boxer. She went to boxing school, which I did not know. Baby, we ended up fighting, baby. She had me, okay? I had to pull a fucking technique and choke her out and try to choke her and drop her. And she tried to bang. And, towards the end of the fight, he was like, Tasha, you won. No, I didn't. Y'all liars. Yeah, but Boxer boxed me, so we ended up boxing, but I ended up dating this dude named Johnny, and Johnny and I became really cool towards after high school too, but I always used to say Johnny, like, yeah, I was wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? Me and Johnny, we didn't even date for long. We did a small time frame, and then we just became really cool friends, right? So I was dating Johnny in 12th grade, whatever, in the beginning of 12th grade. Me and Johnny didn't even last long. Then that's when I ended up meeting Polo. Polo and I end up meeting each other, whatever, right? Okay, so Polo and I end up meeting each other, because now this is when me and Keisha started becoming cool, because now Aisha's gone. So me and Keisha started becoming cool, right? This is around the time frame. My baby daddy, there's going to be a lot of people that's around, because this is the time, like, I really started dating. Because my 11th grade year, I was chilling. I wasn't dating. I wasn't smashing. I wasn't humping. Motivation is always here. And I'm going to let you know that. Motivation low-key left my baby daddy, like, so I would say, like, probably my college year. like my first year of college, and then he came back again. But motivation was always here. When I was pregnant, motivation disappeared, and then motivation came back again, right? So motivation's always been in my life. Motivation low-key left when my son's father came around, because my son's father used to do this weird thing that he would write men in my inbox and act like me. And if I'm lying, I'm flying. I'm telling you, I have to talk to Polo, because one day I need Polo to sit here, because Polo needs to be my witness. He be writing, like, he wrote this dude, and I seen this text the other day. So remember the dude I was telling you about that was my bestest and whatever, Gene? He wrote Gene one time, talking about, hey, like, and the way he says it, he talk like me. So he see, like, for example, I go, Polo, what's up, da 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 da. And then he wrote Polo, but Polo was like, nah, this ain't Tasha. Like, I know it ain't you. One time I worked in the pharmacy, this man came up to me and was like, yo, you talking about you want to date with me? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, he used to do this weird stuff, like he'll write men in the inbox and try to catch me. Like, I don't know if he was trying to, like, see if I was lying or if I met up with them already. I don't know. But he'll act like he's me and tell the dudes to come meet up with me. And then when I confront him, like, nah, that wasn't me. But thank God, like, Polo and I are still cool. So Polo's like, nah, it was you. Because he deleted it. And Polo's like, nah, he did that to me, and I knew it was him. Cause when he told me, like, and it was like all the same time frame. He wrote the dude Gene at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and pretending it was me. And you know how bad that looked? Me and Gene did not talk anymore. I did not talk to Gene no more. Like, so it was so weird. Like, what? And mind you, I don't even know how he found Gene, because me and Gene was not even Facebook friends. So it was just the weirdest thing. Like, one day I said, yo, I need to go up to Gene, like, yo, can I ask you a question? Because I seen you in my stuff. I want to explain. And I want to put Polo on the phone, because I think people be thinking I'm lying. But child, anywho, right? So this is around the time frame that I started, like, kind of dating. Like, you know, Johnny and I kind of, I said Johnny, right? That's his name, right? No. What was his name? Johnny. Yeah, right. No, Charles. Okay, so Charles and I ended up, like, having kind of, like, you know, whatever. We dated for a little bit. Me and Charles started becoming mad cool after high school. And then, this is around the time me and Polo was kind of dating. So me and Polo, I met Polo. Polo ended up getting locked up for being, you know, being captain. Like, yo, I'm gonna save my boys. End up going to jail, getting locked up. And then I end up being, you know, kind of single. This is, you know, Charles came around, whatever the case may be. And I kind of was doing, like, my high school thing. Then when Polo came out on parole, me and Polo ended up being cool. Okay, like being together. This is when me and Polo started dating. But me and Polo, we didn't date for a long time, right? So me and Polo were, okay, I'm an August, you know, because I don't like, a lot of people get mad with signs. So I'm an August baby, and Polo is a November baby, okay? So it's Leo and Scorpios, okay? We can never, like, we always clash. And number one, Polo's very, like, a man, like, he wants his way or no way, and I want my way or no way. So we used to kind of, like, clash a lot. We used to argue, we used to fight, we used to always argue, like, nah, blah blah blah, right? But me and Polo's relationship, I'm not gonna lie, Polo was a sweet man. Polo, like, I could tell, like, I was like, he had a soft spot for me. Even right now, like, we're cool. He has a soft spot for Tasha, because I'm Tasha. Anywho, right? The dude I was with, he's like, yo, if you don't shut the F up with your Tasha, baby, but you're still coming back, because I'm Tasha. Anywho, right? So, so he was like, okay, whatever. So we, like, me and Polo, we started dating, like, you know, this was the time for me and Polo started dating. Polo used to work at Dunkin' Donuts, so I used to always go to school, like, ain't my man fine? My man's fine. Because Polo was fine. He was fine. You know what I'm saying? I said, like, yo, look at my man. That's my man. He's fine. So we used to, you know, go in the morning and go to, like, Dunkin' Donuts, and then go, like, you know, try to talk to him, whatever. So every morning I go, like, to Dunkin' Donuts and go, you know, talk to all the other girls. Oh, hey, Polo. He used to tell me, like, yo, Tasha, you be bragging about me and your little friends be wanting me. But they would never. No, sir. Because Keisha tried. Yeah, she did. Anywho, so, and I can't even say that because this is kind of the storyline. Yeah, anywho. So, so I used to go up to, like, you know, morning time, every morning. I didn't have to pay for nothing because my boo already knew my order. Iced coffee, cream and sugar, French vanilla swirl, whipped cream. And he's always laugh because I never drink it. And then I'll have the sausage, egg, and cheese on a bagel. But I never really ate breakfast like that. But, you know, people will ask me, oh, Tasha, your man's there, your man there. My man, VIP, me. And then Keisha will start coming too because, you know, Keisha you know, that's her boy, whatever, right? So every time I come there, he'll be like, shoo, shoo, like, that's how, so that, because my dad used to call me that, and so they started calling me, so that's how he calls me. He'll be like, yo, shoo, shoo. So nobody else calls me shoo, shoo but him, okay? First of all, okay? So, he comes in, I come in, I'm like, it's my boo, it's my man, because everybody in school knew, like, I'm gonna go, because I used to go to across the street. There used to be a breakfast place where we wait for the 501, but I was like, yo, it was in downtown. But then I started going to Dunkin' Donuts that was across the corner, because that's my man worked there. Polo was my man, right? So I used to go there, whatever, right? So this is around the time frame Polo was out on parole. Polo was out on parole, whatever, until he does his you know, whatever, he took his case or his plea, whatever he was doing, right? So I used to go there all the time, right? So I told you, Polo was doing his little thing, going to court and all that stuff, and I used to go there, you know, if I could, because I didn't know about holding down, right? So then Aisha and I started chilling. You know, Aisha would come downtown, you know, chill with me for a little bit, you know, because now she lives in Brockton, so she used to be out here a little bit. We'll chill, she'll come, you know, if I have to skip school to go hold down my man, I will. You know, sometimes Keisha would be with me, but it was mostly Aisha, whatever, and Aisha started really feeling Polo. Yeah, she really started feeling Polo, but I didn't know. Because my man was fine, okay? So, we started like kind of like all the time, me and Aisha be together, we'll talk on the phone, whatever. But one day, Keisha and I was chilling, and Keisha was asking me about Aisha, like, yo, do you and Aisha cool? Do you and Aisha, you know, still chill together? And I'm like, yeah, that's my friend. But Keisha's a grimy person too, so Keisha's like, oh, okay, because Keisha put me on with Polo, knowing Polo had a girl, okay? Mind you, okay? So, I'm on my man, this is my man, whatever the case may be. So one day after school, I was supposed to go meet with Polo, and then I called Polo, and Polo, I was like, oh nah, I feel like I was supposed to go meet up with Aisha. So I said, oh nah, forget it, you know, because I know how Aisha be acting when she was with boys, and I do not bring Aisha. And the crazy thing is, it's like, I didn't trust Keisha with my man, but Keisha knew Polo, so I was like, yo, she wouldn't do anything. So that day, I ended up going to Brockton, and I used to have to lie to my mom about saying that, because my mom used to like Keisha, so I used to lie to my mom here and there. And this is when my mom moved to Brockton, she ended up leaving my stepfather. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell my mom that I'm sleeping at Keisha's house, blah blah blah, right? So I go to Keisha's house, whatever, and this is what at the time, like, me and Polo was like together. So Polo was my boyfriend, I was also with Polo, but I was really shy, like I told you. I wasn't like the personality he knows now. No, but I was really shy, you know. Me and Polo, her and Polo used to chill more, because they all used to, you know, smoke. I didn't smoke at the time. That's why, you know, I told you, after my dilemma, I was okay. So they used to smoke, they used to chill. Polo used to know how to cook. His mom one time cooked, and there was one time I went over there, and I was me, Polo, and Polo, me, Keisha, because Aisha didn't show us yet. Polo, me, Keisha, and Polo's sister was so pretty, and her mom, and then her mom came. Her mom was like, baby, you want to eat? And then Polo was like, what? Because Polo's like, my mom is mad mean, like, why? Please, like, she made spaghetti, and like, oh, the spaghetti's all mad good because you're here, like, it was mad, you know, whatever. So me and Polo used to chill all the time. And Polo was another one, like, yo, come to my room, like, shoot, come to my room, like, you know what I'm saying? I used to be mad scared, like, because I told you I was the type of person who, like, yo, I'm mad scared. So, you know, I used to chill, and Polo used to have these rules like, listen girls, don't listen, okay? Now I'm grown, okay? Polo used to have these rules like, oh, I don't want outside clothes on my bed. My nigga, I sit on the chair now. What? So I used to be all dumb. Okay. Alright. Like I told you, I wasn't hip to the game. I didn't know none of that stuff. Not knowing that he just wanted to get... I didn't know where, you know, and I told you I didn't know how to do it. So I ain't gonna be lying like, oh yeah, I put it down. No, I didn't. I did not. I did not put it down, okay? It was like we were fighting for our life, because that... Anywho, right? So... You know, me and Polo, we started being together all the time. Me and Polo would go to little restaurants, do a little thing, whatever. Then I kind of remember the whole story of how everything went down, because I want to explain it the way I remember, okay? So Polo ended up getting locked up, right? So by then, I ended up meeting my son's father, going to Motivation's house. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, so let me explain, right? So Motivation and I told you we still had this friendship, but this is kind of like when we kind of dwindled. We weren't really like the same. We weren't smashing, but I was still there, but you know, I wasn't really there, or you know, whatever. Because now I just became like the ex-girlfriend friend, you know, that girlfriend that everybody likes, but you know, he moved on, and you're just always at the house, right? So I ended up going to the house. I was walking, and he used to live in Randolph, and his house was like mad far. So it's like I get off the bus stop, and I have to walk like a good 10-15, like probably a 10-minute walk to go to his house. So I'm walking, whatever. And usually Motivation will meet me, like whatever. So Motivation called me. He's like, call me when you get off the bus. But I didn't, you know, I was like, nah, I'm fine. Because sometimes I just like to walk. So I'm like walking. So then Adai's dad pulls up, right? My daughter's father pulls up. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, what's up, sweetheart? I ain't gonna lie. Okay? But I didn't expect him to be so little. But anywho, my daughter's father was fine. He was dark skinned, nice teeth. He had a little haircut. I thought, oh, he's cute. You know what I'm saying? But his hands were little. So I already knew he was short. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I knew that, but I can't even lie because Polo's hands are little and Polo's tall as shit. So don't worry about it, right? Polo has the prettiest hands too. Anyway, so he's like, yo, what's up, sweetheart? He was driving an Escalade, and I learned that short men like to drive big cars. Okay, so sometimes next time, like when I meet guys, I'm like, yo, get out your car, come walk with me so I can see your height, because you know, I'm telling you. So he come in, he's like, what's up, sweetheart? He's in the car with some dude, and the dude was fine too. I don't know who he was. He was a fine dude, and he's like, what's up, sweetheart? And I was like, Tasha. He's like, oh, okay, that's your name? I said, yeah, don't call me sweetheart. And the boy started laughing. He's like, oh, I like her. Yeah, I like her. No, I'm not your sweetheart. So he used to do that, and I think that's what made me hate that word so much, because my daughter's father used to use it so much. So he's like, yo, what's up, sweetheart? What's up with you? I said, nothing. He's like, where you heading? I said, my cousin's house. He's like, oh yeah. I said, yeah. And he's like, okay. He's like, yo, you mind if I drop you? And of course, stranger danger. Sure. That's why he kept saying, you need a car, when I got pregnant with my daughter, because I tell you, I hop in everybody's car, because he always say that. Nah, I'll pick you up, I'm gonna drop you off, because he used to know me. Like, sure. So he got in the car asking me, and her dad used to drive reckless, bro. So he was like driving, speeding, and I made him drop me in the entrance of the apartment, because I have to walk up, because sometimes Motivation will walk down, and he was like, hi sweetheart, it was nice meeting you. Do you mean if I get your number? I gave him my number, but then at a point I just kind of was ignoring him. And then I end up going to meet my daughter's father one day, because I was bored, and my daughter's father used to blow up my phone. Hey yo, sweetheart, do you mind, I met you. Like, he used to blow up my phone, like, yo, I want to meet with you, It's crazy. I said, this boy did all that effort to put me go through hell, right? So he's like, I want to meet you, Then one day I was like, it was me and this girl. I'm gonna call her, because she has a story time too. I'm gonna call her, I'm just gonna call her Steph, right? Even though that's not her name, but I'm gonna be like Steph. So me and Steph at the time in high school, because I told you I had mad friends. So me and Steph, we started being mad cool, right? So Steph and I was like, yo, Steph, come after school. We used to work at Stop and Shop, and I got fired that day because I didn't want to leave. Okay, anyways, right? So we ended up going meet my daughter's father, and then it was like me and Steph, and I was like, oh, come Steph, come with me, meet this dude, whatever. And she's like, he's mad small, because my daughter's father's a really hyper dude, right? And we was all chilling in the basement, because he used to have a basement. We all chilling there, and he used to have this big dog called Roscoe, and his dog used to like bark at people, whatever. But Roscoe used to love me. I don't know why, because I don't like dogs. So the dog used to like bark, and he was the prettiest dog, like. So we was like all there, we was all hanging out, we're all chilling there smoking, and me and Think didn't want to leave because we was having mad fun, right? So my daughter's father ended up telling me like, oh, you want to chill, whatever. Mind you, Polo's in jail now. And then I found out me and Polo, okay, so before I met my daughter's father, Polo, and I ended up finding Polo was dating another girl while being in a relationship with me. So me and Polo ended up breaking up. We ended up arguing, whatever. I was like arguing with him, and we ended up breaking up. And then I ended up finding out that he had a girl, right? So Polo's in jail now. Polo's gone. Me and Polo, I don't F with Polo, whatever. And I was, because I'm like, yeah, how you gonna cheat on me? You knew I like you, whatever. So then I moved on and met my daughter's father, right? So me and my daughter's father, at that time we started hanging out all the time, but I told you I didn't really see my daughter's father like that, because my daughter's father was low-key my night boyfriend. We only see each other at night because my daughter's father used to do his plays during the day. I used to go to school, And I used to work, so I used to see him like here and there. And when I used to see him, it was low-key at nighttime, low-key, right? But my daughter's father had a really good heart. And then my daughter's father, I became like kind of his weakness in a way. So we end up like, end up chilling. I'm like hanging out with my daughter's father all the time, whatever. Me and my daughter's father started being together. Okay, fast forward, prom comes. My daughter's father, I asked my daughter's father, so you want to go to prom with me? He said no. So I end up going to prom. I forgot what I named the dude in my other story time. If I remember, I'll put his name here. But I think I had a story time, but he's the dude that ended up dumping me for my best friend, my best friend Patrick. The girl, I had a lot of best friends, but Patrick is like, Patrick and Jail is my only two real best friends. Like I tell you, and so the only male best friends I have, Polo, Polo is considered my best friend now, but me and Polo used to date back in the day, so I can't consider Polo as a best friend. But me and so me and Polo used to date, but the only two best friends I had is JL and is LJ. I gotta remember these names. Okay, the only best friends I ever had was LJ and my boy Patrick. Those are like my real friends. D was a friend that I was good to, you know what I'm saying? We kind of went through a lot of up and down. He ended up meeting his girlfriend and he dropped me like bye. You know what I'm saying? I got what I wanted from you, peace. And then we started being cool again, and then we end up kind of like just getting into a little altercation. But I always have love for D, always. But it's just like I feel like we have a lot of unresolved issues, and I hold a lot of resentment towards him, and I will say that. But D's still like my homie forever. I always will love him, always, like that's forever. You know what I'm saying? You do something, if I find out someone do something to him, Tasha will pop up. You know what I'm saying? I still have love for him, but right now I think I just need, we just need a little closure and all that. But my real friends, like for real friends, was LJ and Patrick, who passed away. And then, me and D, I can't consider him like he was my friend, but we like each other, so that don't count. You know what I'm saying? And then Polo, you know what I'm saying, who's my ex, whatever. But I have female friends too, but these were the male friends that I was cool with, right? So me and my daughter's father, we started kind of like dating, we started talking, we started like feeling each other. That's my man, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up going to prom with the dude that I used to, who dumped me for my best friend, whatever. And I ended up leaving, whatever. So cause I told my daughter's father, like, you want to go prom? He's like, nah, I'm good. And then we ended up going to prom, and my daughter's father was blowing up my phone, child. He thought I was sleeping with everybody. Baby, I said, baby, I have my bag here. But I think because the girl, Keisha, went to prom with us too, and what's his name, was really like loved up and hugged up on me, you know what I'm saying? And then he dedicated a song and we kissed. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? So child. But me and my daughter's father was just starting talking, but yeah, but we weren't together yet. We were still just kind of talking, whatever, right? So my daughter's father was like, yo, on dogs, I ain't gonna lie, he was in love with me, baby, from the beginning. Like, yo, he used to blow up my phone. Yo, where you at? Like, my daughter's father's a very jealous guy, right? He can do it, but you can't, right? So, and I think one of his boys said something about like, oh, I told him like, yo, you're mad pretty. He's like, wait, who you think, she pretty? You pretty? You think she all that? Like, yeah. So I think now he started noticing that mad people think I'm mad fine. So he's like, oh no, I don't want you talking to nobody. So we end up like kind of like, going to prom. I went to prom with what's his name and whatever. So now, fast forward, you know what I'm saying? Polo comes out, right? He's free, my man, okay? So now me and Aisha starts being mad cool. So Aisha's my friend now, okay? So let me explain something, right? So me and Aisha, we used to talk here and there. No, Polo was not out yet, was he? Nope, Polo was locked up, okay? So this is between the time frame that me and Polo was broken up. So me and Polo ended up breaking up, right? Like when I was kind of in high school, whatever, because me and Polo didn't date long. I found out about the girlfriend that he was messing. Yeah, I found out about the girlfriend that he was with. He ended up staying with that girlfriend. So me and Polo just kind of like I kind of just kept throwing in his face, like, how can you play me, da. And then me and Polo used to just kind of be like little sneaky links, still here and there, you know, still act like boyfriend and girlfriend, kind of like motivation, but motivation was still there too. Child, don't worry about it, right? So, and then at a point, Polo just kind of, me and Polo started being cool. But in my heart, I always believed I was going to be back with Polo, because the fact that I'm like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? Because we had such a good relationship. We did. You know what I'm saying? So, then this is senior year, okay? So Tessa, who was part of the Brighton crew, Tessa was my homie. Like, before the Brighton crew, but Tessa used to be my girl. So Tessa used to date one of Pat's friend, okay? I'm gonna call him, I don't think he needs a name, but she was dating a dude, right? And out of Pat's crew, Tessa used to be crazy. She would fight everybody for her man, yo. She used to be crazy for this dude, whatever, right? Tessa was the same girl that Tara's man ended up having the same man, and Tessa, yeah, okay. So Tessa ended up like going kind of crazy, you know, for this dude, whatever. So Tessa did, so she found out, okay, Jesus Christ, Aisha used to sleep with a lot of people. Okay, like I told you, when Polo was locked up, so was D, my best friend, locked up. So was Aisha's boyfriend, baby daddy. But he wasn't her baby daddy yet. So all these men are all in the same group, okay? So was Pope. They were all locked up at the same time. My baby daddy, my baby daddy and that Jeremiah's dad was locked up with all of them. It's so weird. Like when the life came together, I'm like, oh my God, y'all all were locked up around the same time. So this is the time Polo gets locked up. Polo's gone. Bye, Polo. Polo's locked up. They won't let him out. So he's with his girlfriend. His girlfriend's holding him down, right? Me and D wasn't cool yet. Me and D low-key became cool towards probably years later, like probably when my daughter's father was gone, like, you know, me and my daughter's father was dating, my daughter was born, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So D wasn't my friend, but I knew D in high school because D used to date Aisha, right? So all this, so Aisha and I told you, me and Aisha started being cool. Like, Aisha's my nigga still, but we kind of drifted apart, whatever. So Tessa doesn't like Aisha at all, but Aisha used to be mad cool with Tessa. But then Aisha ended up sleeping with Tessa's man, right? And I didn't know that, okay? I was in between the middle of a lot of things. So Tessa was like, yo, why you, one day, so we graduated. So when we graduated, I told you, I was very fairly kind of known. I'm not gonna say I'm so popular, but I was known, and people were really like, hey Tasha, you know what I'm saying? So after high school, a lot of people invited me to a lot of graduation parties, right? And I told you, after the parties, I'm gonna go to my baby daddy number one's house, you know? So I go head over there, whatever. Tessa comes up to me and is like, yo, Tasha. I said, yeah. So it was like, first I'm like having fun, whatever. So Keisha's there too. Mind you, Keisha didn't graduate, okay? So Keisha's there too. So we're all at this party, whatever. I'm chilling with my group. Keisha's chilling with her group. But a lot of people didn't really like Keisha anymore because a lot of people didn't fuck with Keisha like that, because I guess a lot of Keisha slept with a lot of people's men, so a lot of people didn't fuck with her, right? So we're chilling, we're all talking, we're all having conversation, making jokes, having fun, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, I'm like talking to everybody. So everybody's asking me like, oh Tasha, where's Aisha? Where's Aisha? Mind you, Aisha got kept back. So Aisha was in the 11th grade at Brockton, right? So everybody's asking me, where's Aisha? Where's Aisha? I said, oh yo, I don't know. I invited Aisha, but she didn't come. She wasn't able to come, whatever. So Aisha, Tessa was like, so you ain't gonna beat her ass? I said, beat her ass for what? She said, and she looked around. So all of it, like, I guess everybody knew. She said, you didn't know? I said, no, what? She said, she slept with Polo. I said, who slept with Polo? She said, Aisha. I said, Aisha slept with who? I never went through that. No lie. You know what I'm saying? This is before my baby daddy situation, all that. So I said, what? So I called Keisha over. I said, yo, Keisha, come here. Like, dead ass. My whole swag move, because everybody know I'm not that type of girl. I'm Tasha, make jokes, I rap, I play around. I said, yo, Keisha, come here. Keisha's like, yeah. I said, you know Aisha slept with Polo? She's like, oh my God, what? No, who told you that? Who told you that? Mind you, she knew. You know what I'm saying? I said, Tessa told me. Tessa's like, you didn't know? Everybody know. I guess Aisha ended up telling Tessa's man. Mind you, Tessa's man is cool with all of our crew. So Tessa's man, Patrick, That's my crew. That's my crew. I'm the original crew. So why would you tell them, you dummy? So she gonna end up telling one of them. They end up telling me, and then he was like, yo, homeboy was like, yo, you didn't know? I said, nah, I didn't know. So I was low key kind of like in the circle because everybody didn't like Aisha anymore, right? I said, nah, I didn't know. So I started blowing up Aisha's phone. I said, yo, we going up there. Keisha was like, nah. And I should have knew there was a problem because Keisha don't like Aisha. She's like, nah, let me find out through Polo first. I don't know how to calm down. I don't know. When my brain is at 1,000, I don't give a damn what you saying. So I wrote Aisha. I said, yo, sis, where you at? She's like, why? I said, yeah, I'm fighting you. She said, what's up? What I do? I said, my nigga, you slept with Polo? She's like, oh my God, but y'all weren't together. I said, excuse me? Y'all weren't together. I said, Aisha, don't do that. I said, even if I wasn't together or if I was with him, girl, you already knew. Bro, I said, when did you meet with him? She's like, oh my God, Tasha, I said, nah, it's on site. I just gotta F you up just because I gotta F you up. I said, it's on site, sis. She's like, no, Tasha. I said, nah, nigga, don't say nothing to me. So Keisha's there, because Keisha, I tell you, nobody ever seen that side of me. I said, nah, my nigga's on site, my nigga. I think y'all niggas got me effed up, dog. I said, because I'm quiet and I'm cool, bitch. I said, I'll F you up. She's like, yeah, but you ain't Polo. I said, no, it's not even about Polo no more. It was, because you already knew how I felt about Polo. And then you gonna still do it? She's like, but you're with your baby daddy. At the time, he wasn't my baby daddy, but, you know, whatever. She's like, but you're with your baby daddy. I said, doesn't matter who I'm with. Bro, you already know. I said, well, how would you feel if I F D number 1, D number 2? How you feel if I fuck Ashmon butt? How you feel? She's like, you know, Tasha, I know. I said, dog, you should, my loyalty should be to me, period, bro. It should be to me, period. And I said, me and Polo still smashing, my nigga. We still smashing here and there, my nigga. So how you gonna go? This is before my daughter's father was involved, okay? I just want to let you know. I said, so how, like, what's up? So she was like, oh, Tasha, I'm so sorry. We should talk about it. I said, nah, I ain't talk about nothing, baby. I'm going to box you in your face. It is what it is. Da, da, da. So then, you know, I never dealt with jail. Child, figured out jail, wrote a 10-page letter, went in, and I guess Keisha went to go see Polo and told Polo, shit's out the bag, because she already knew. She knew Aisha was sleeping with Polo, and she knew that Polo had a whole girlfriend. So I'm finding all this stuff out while being like whatever, like, oh, because when Polo was dating his girlfriend, I thought the girlfriend came after me. No, Polo was dating this girlfriend while with me. So I'm finding all this all that day. So I'm like hot. I can't go up to Polo and confront him because Polo's locked up and won't let him out. And I was like, you know what, dog? I ain't with him. I'm with my son's father. I keep saying my son. I'm with my daughter's father. So I can't, like, you know, like act a fool because my daughter's father was like, why do you care, bro? But I was like pissed, yo. I was hot. I was supposed to go to my daughter's father's house. Yo, I couldn't even go there. I was so mad, bro. I was so mad. My daughter's father kept, yo, where you at? Because my daughter's father always think I'm cheating. So he was like, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I'm like, yo, you know, I'm about to head home. He's like, nah, I'm coming to get you. And I was like, nah, I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. You know what I'm saying? Because I was so mad. I was so hot. Me and Aisha, I was like, yo, Aisha's on site. I went to Brockton like mad times and I couldn't find her. Then after a point, I kind of let it die down, and then she kind of explained to me what happened. She made it seem like Polo came after her and Polo was trying to get with her, but Polo ended up telling me like, nah, Shorty was on the phone with you, because we used to do this 3-way thing and I was bad with that. I used to hook up low-key. That's why none of my people, like when I was dating my son's father, none of my friends was around my son's father. Probably Samantha only, and Samantha didn't show with him if I'm not there. I didn't trust none of my friends with my man. I didn't trust nobody, because everybody, I don't know, after that whole situation, I didn't mess with, like, I don't mess with friends with my man. So she was like, oh, first she told me like Polo hit her up, Polo's trying to smash her, that Polo was whack, Polo wasn't even all that good, da 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 da. Alright, cool, right? So I said, but how did this happen? She's like, well, you know, there's the time you and him was arguing, and me and him, you know, we started being mad cool, and da 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 da, and then it ended up happening, because at a point her and Polo started being cool, right? So she said, well, it ended up happening, whatever the case may be, whatever the case, da 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 da, but it wasn't even worth it. And I don't know why girls do that. Like, why are you dissing him? Dog, you just look bad. So then I talked to Polo years later, and Polo's like, nah, that's not how it happened. He said, when you was in the courtroom with me, like when we went to court, Shorty hit me up after and talking about, oh, how I'm mad cute and she's feeling me, blah, 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 blah. Then she said after the club, I guess they went out. Mind you, Shorty was on the phone with me. Okay, she went out to a party with her ugly little fat friend. She had a friend that was really fat and disformed looking, right? And she was nice, but she was fat. She used to hang out with the fat friend, and the fat friend was a virgin. So the virgin, she used to always like kind of trying to turn out the girl. So the girl was like, you know, they went out, and then she was telling the friend, like him, like, oh, we're already in Brockton, because they all lived in Brockton. You know, I'm outside, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, she called me and she told me that they were going out somewhere. And then when she was outside, she told him, and then he asked her, like, who you on the phone with? He's like, Tasha. I was on the phone with Tasha. He's like, yo, she know you're here. He's like, nah. She said, nah, she said she lied about something else. I don't know the whole story because I be forgetting. So Polo, if I'm exaggerating, you can clarify. But yeah, then after it just ended up happening, I guess, whatever and whatever. So, and to me, I just kept feeling like y'all, and y'all just both smiling in my faces, and you know, it's just like that shit was so insane to me. But then I kept saying, you know what, who cares? You know, then I ended up forgiving her. And, you know, I ended up forgiving him, and it was just like whatever. And then Keisha tried to get with Polo too. Baby, that's a whole different story time, child. But baby, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.